Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Also, well, I was going to say at least these guys showed up, unlike James Comer's, I don't know, missing informants and or whistleblowers. You tweeted about that. Republican admits key informant against Joe Biden now missing. I mean, oh my God, if you think Jim Jordan's S show,
Yeah.
Jim Comer's, what do you make of all that? Of them saying, oh, he's gone missing. We don't know where they
These are
are.
all, by the way, this is all connected to our discussion. It's the fact that they're trying to generate this notion that they've got the goods. They've got the goods on Hunter Biden. They've got the goods on the Russia investigation. They've got the goods on FBI retaliation against conservative employees. And time after time after time, so far, it's come up with zero. But here's the question really for me is, so we're in our own kind of rabbit hole right now, right? Your listeners are savvy. The folks who listen and watch me on MSNBC, they're getting as much truth as they can try to consume. But if you turn over to Fox News, which by the way, broadcast much of the hearing yesterday live, right? The only network that chose to go live, they're spinning this so that if you watch those far right outlets, you're getting the FBI's corrupt. There's an informant that might be have thrown out a window that can give us all the dirt on Biden, and they can't find him, right? And Durham found that that the Russia case should never have been opened. You're getting all of that, but no one's telling you that it's wrong.
Yeah. No, you're right. Now that you're saying it, I'm like, it's better to say he's missing mysteriously, and probably the Clintons had him killed, than that he has nothing, right? That he's another joke, whoever it is.
He fell out a window in Moscow.
Yeah. You also tweeted about Jim Jordan plans to summon John Durham to testify after release of. Oh my God! What can we say about this Durham report? I mean, and then Jim Jordan trying to have him on as if there's some there, right?
Well, I got to tell you, as someone who eons ago actually interned in law school for John Durham, I am absolutely gobsmacked at what he's turned into, which is a man on a crusade to try and salvage what's left of the Republican Party. And so the bottom line is this, with regard to the Durham report, over 300 pages, same stuff, different day. Yeah. Why do I say same stuff, different day? The Department of Justice Inspector General looked at each and every issue of the opening of the Russia investigation originally and found that it was properly predicated.
Yep.
So we have 300 pages of John Durham going, I don't think it was. I don't think it was properly predicated.
Can I just ask, though, how can he even say that with all of the convictions of people that Mueller got? People that pled guilty went to prison for colluding with Russia. I mean, Marco Rubio's just saying how this, so damning the Durham report. Marco Rubio was the head of the committee that said Russia interfered in 2016 to help Donald Trump, period.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. So you're telling me there's no collusion. And by the way, the same night that the Durham report came out, Bill Barr, former attorney general, who named Durham, right, because he didn't like the IG's results, he was on Fox News that night saying it's astounding. Well, Trump's been totally vindicated by the Durham report. Well, he's making the stuff up that he wanted to happen. And it's 24 Russians were indicted by the Mueller special counsel inquiry for interfering with the election. As you said, the GOP-controlled Senate Intelligence Committee found the Russians did interfere in the election. Yet we keep getting this regurgitated fable that nothing was found, no collusion.
Yeah. Let's talk about, you tweeted National Archives will turn over 16 records to DOJ as evidence Trump knew how to properly declassify documents. And you were talking about the attorney that just quit, the Trump attorney. You said he organized the searches of mar-a-lago storage areas for classified documents, testified at grand jury. Now he leaves the Trump team. This all seems, connected, as they say in Fargo. It seems like Jack Smith is moving at warp speed on the classified documents. Where do you think we are with that?
He is, thankfully, finally, he's got it in high gear. And we could talk about how Garland did not have it in high gear, but here's where we are, right? And there's all clues that things are happening in a forward-moving direction. So this is significant that we've learned that National Archives has been engaged in a battle with Trump. Trump's been trying to fight the release of 16 documents that show allegedly that he knew absolutely how to properly declassify documents.
Yeah.
So what might those 16 documents be? It might be instructions that he signed, training that he signed off on, or actual, listen to this, actual evidence that he signed declassification papers, so that he knows he's done it and he doesn't want that getting out. And a judge has decided, nope, that's got to go to the special counsel. So he must be in panic mode because he knows I actually did this right. And now I'm claiming I don't have to do it that way.
Yeah. Let's talk about right-wing violent extremism, which obviously the FBI, among others, has testified is our number one threat. The president talking about it. You were just talking specifically about the attack on Jerry Conley's office. You said it's time to change how we secure lawmakers. Bat-wielding attacker injures Virginia Congressman's district office. Obviously, that and the other disturbing thing is that Jake Sullivan. I want to ask you about the Secret Service. You said middle of the night while Secret Service detail was outside, reportedly intruder came and went without agents knowing. Again, Paul Pelosi, these are all largely, attacks on Democrats. Or the target was Nancy Pelosi, target was Jerry Conley. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, look, we're operating in a very high-risk threat environment here, and your elected officials, our elected officials, are of course the embodiment of all things government to people. So if you've got a beef, if you've got a mental health issue, if you're angry and you've got a gun, or in this case, a metal bat, you have easy access to what you think represents the government to you. And what I'm saying from a security perspective is, sadly, very sadly, because we need to have free access and almost unfettered access to our lawmakers. That's the way we work. We got to change that model. You're going to have to start making appointments only to see your elected representative or his staff or go to his office. You're going to have to get buzzed in. There's going to have to be, it's going to kind of be like a bank. You're going to have protective glass. It's sad, but look, the days of a congressperson going out in the community, think back to the shooting of Gabby Giffords in Tucson, Arizona, outside a supermarket, right? She was at a constituent event in her hometown, just having a Saturday outside the supermarket with constituents.
Yeah.
Some guy comes up and shoots her and shoots others.
Yeah.
That we got to change that model. We got to change it. And it's sad, but it's our reality.
My dad was a congressman. I remember crying that day, just feeling like I just can't imagine my mom going, Daddy was out doing his, got shot in the face. I mean, it's like, it's the gun and the right-wing violence control is just, right-wing violence, I just feel like is hitting such a dangerous tipping point, Frank. What do you think?
It's wrong no matter who the target is. Remember the congressional baseball game where Steve Scalise got shot. So, I mean, it's just wrong. And from my security lens, it just means we're in a different threat environment. Yes, all of the shootings that we see across the country, the mass shootings that happen in a snap moment, right? Somebody just goes off. You pull into the wrong driveway. Kid's basketball rolls into your yard.
Yeah.
Some cheerleaders get into the wrong car. And it ends up in a shooting. Yeah. That's where we are right now. So if you keep, the Japanese say if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Yeah. We've been handing out hammers to everybody in the form of assault weapons, and now everybody looks like a nail.
Yeah. Quickly, I feel like we've worked so hard in this segment. If I wanted to go on a cruise with you, let's say I felt like going to Alaska, how would I do that, Frank?
Well, if you wanted to kick back this summer, unplug, dialogue with people as passionate about justice as we all are and national security, you would join me at the end of June on Oceania Cruises on a luxury ship called Regatta, not to be confused with Italian cheese. And you would join all of us out of Seattle to Alaska last week in June, first week in July. You'd go to my website, frankfigliuzzi.com, and you'd get 2-3 remaining cabins and join us.
All right. All right. Will do. Frank, thank you so much.